So the research indicates that about 15% of married couples did not have sex with their spouse in the last 6 months to 1 year. What? I know that's crazy, right? But I can attest to the fact that in my own anecdotal experience working with couples in the clinical office, man, it is not uncommon at all for couples to go weeks and months and sometimes years without having sex. This is what we call in the field the low sex marriage, right? So I guess my question to you is this you? Is this what you're dealing with in your marriage? I'm going to help you figure that out. Here's some signs that you need to look for. You ready? Are you only having sex 1 or 2 times per month? So low frequency. That's something you need to start kind of saying, okay, wait, let me listen more to this list. Am I one of these low sex individuals? How about sex becoming a chore? Do you feel like sex has just kind of become more of a duty than something that you enjoy? That's evidence that you're in a low sex marriage. If you only have sex when it's been previously scheduled. I'm not against scheduling sex, you'll see that in a minute, but there's got to be some spontaneity in our relationship for sex to be vibrant and for it to be healthy. If you don't feel intimate after you make love with your spouse, that's a big sign. If it's just sort of something that happens and you don't feel closer, you're probably in a low sex marriage. The thoughts about having sex with your spouse really just are non-existent outside of the bedroom, meaning there's never a moment during the day when you're going through your day that you start to think, man, I've got this cool relationship with my spouse that I get to enjoy. Evidence, again, you're in a low sex marriage. If it seems that you're the only one in this marriage that wants to have sex, you're probably in a low sex marriage. If there's no sense of adventure or spontaneity in your lovemaking, you're probably in a low sex marriage. If neither one of you, and this is kind of a funny word, but if you're just not frisky anymore, if it's just not part of your DNA as a couple, it's probably something you should look at. And finally, if your spouse is more interested in TV, their phone, the dog, or the internet, then you're probably in a low sex marriage. And some of you are shaking your head like, yes, the dog, right? I know, I hear it all the time in the clinical office. So what do you do? What do you do if you're in this low sex marriage? Number one, you got to recognize the signs. Be honest with yourselves about the list we just went through. And if that's you, let's do something about it, okay? Secondly, you've got to start talking to your spouse. You've got to open up the lines of communication about sex in your marriage. People are super uncomfortable with this. I see it all the time in the clinical office. But if you're going to get better and you're going to have a vibrant sex life, you've got to allow yourself to just open up and start to talk. Thirdly, you've got to accept that this sexless marriage, this low sex marriage that you're in, it's going to be difficult to change. This is not going to change overnight. You're not going to have one conversation and then poof, we're romantic again. It's going to take hard work. Fourth, you've got to talk, and as you're talking, you've got to decide on ways that you both think you can rekindle your sex life. Like, what are some things that you've done in the past that have allowed you to start to feel closer and connect sexually more? The best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. If it's worked in the past, it'll probably work in the future. Now, this is tough for some people, I know, but you might have to put sex on the schedule. You just might have to schedule it out. It sounds unromantic, but if this is done right, this can actually be super romantic. You know how a lot of people have Taco Tuesday? Like they look forward to Tuesday, we're having tacos. What about Sexy Saturday? Right? Just make it fun. Make it something that you guys look forward to and you know is coming. Now next, this might be fun for somebody. Focus on foreplay, right? What can you ask your spouse to do that will make you just feel more sexual, more desirable? A lot of people just quit kissing. They get married, they quit kissing. They made out for years while they were dating. Now they're not kissing anymore. Try it, it works. Now this next one, I can't guarantee anything, but you might want to try playing a lot of Barry White while you're reading Song of Solomon. I'm just saying it could work. It's just something that you might want to try. But in all seriousness, maybe the most important thing is start to pray together. Start to just get together and say, God, not only what do we do about our sex life, but how can we begin to bind our hearts together before you? And there's nothing as sexy as letting your spouse see your heart for God as you pray together with them. And then finally, if all else fails, do not hesitate to seek professional help. If you just can't get back on track, go talk to a good counselor.
Hey friends, we really hope you're enjoying the marriage conversations here on our A Better Us YouTube channel.
We have hundreds of more helpful marriage videos designed to give you hope and tools to make your marriage even better.
Right. And you can see just a few options we think you might like here and here. So keep exploring.
Oh, and make sure you subscribe by clicking here so you don't miss out on all the great marriage help we have coming your way all the time.